Hey friends, it's Claudine. Today I'm going to unstuff my 100 envelope savings challenge. And it's not because I'm finished with it, but it is because I have to pay some bills. And I have decided to use this savings challenge to pay off the credit card debt that we used for my cat when he was in the hospital. So the bill is over $9,000 right now. So I'm going to take out probably either everything or close to everything and consolidate it up, take it back to the bank, pay off a big portion of the bill, and then just keep on saving. But because I have really put a lot of effort and my heart and soul into saving in this challenge, I decided also that I'm going to mark myself as having saved all these hundreds. And so I printed off just a bunch of little $100 saved little tags, and I'm going to put them in here. They're probably a little smaller now that I'm looking at it than the bills, but I'm hopeful that this will keep me motivated and keep me from feeling too down about having to unstuff this challenge before it's finished. I have said in the past that all saving is good saving, and that's why we have these in case we need them. But my hope was to be able to use this for my daughter's last year of college to pay for both like tuition and also her housing for her last year, which will start in the fall. However, this cat bill has come up. It's got to take priority. I've talked about this before, but essentially this is obviously very large bill that it's on a 0% interest for 6 months. And so I think I said in like June maybe or May, it will start to accrue interest on the full balance of the bill if I don't have it completely paid off. So that is why it's a priority. And that is why we are gonna hustle and get this taken care of. So today I'm going to just unstuff these bills, and then we're going to give it a count and just kind of see where we're at. And then I don't know where I put my debt tracker, which is a big part of this video because this is what this is for. I can't find it, and my office is a mess, so I feel like it's here somewhere. I just need to find it. So in the meantime, I'm gonna there may be a section, I might put it at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. I will indicate if I have found it in the description or maybe in the title of this video, so you'll know if this is, you can keep watching if you're interested. But for the most part, this video is mostly just about me unstuffing and having a little chat about how I'm feeling about it, because like I said, I've really been a proponent of like, if you need it, use it, and that's why we have it. But I am feeling really sad about having to unstuff this before it's full. And I don't know why that is. I guess it's just sort of like, I really thought that I could fill it before and I thought I wouldn't need it. Cause I had really like planned how I was going to use it, and that plan is not the reality. So I think I'm just feeling a little, I don't know. I think I'm feeling a little sorry for myself, if I'm being honest. And I'm just kind of like bitter about, having to use it. I will say though, if I had to do it all over again, I would, because staying those 4 nights in the hospital, like literally saved my cat's life. And so I would do it again. That reason alone is enough for me to just be like, shake it off and stop being a baby about it. But I kind of want to just take a minute while I do this to like acknowledge how I'm feeling about it. And I think that's okay to sometimes, like, it's okay to be, to feel a certain way about things, really anything. In this case, like, this is a lot of work that I've put into it, and I do know that ultimately I should just honestly be grateful that I was able to save this much and have this much, so that we didn't have to make a difficult decision to not get my cat the treatment that he needed, because I know that in another lifetime that might have been my situation. So I can't, you know, I certainly don't judge anybody, but I know that it's interesting. When we went into this emergency vet, it's like an emergency animal hospital, and they presented us with an estimate. So you go in, you check in, they take your animal back, and they kind of see what they're working with, and then they give you an estimate. And the idea being like, you need to know this is what you're getting into, and if you're not available for that, then you make that decision. I don't even know. Like, I guess to me, I'm almost kind of like, clearly I have gone into debt for my pet. And so I sort of feel like I don't know what I would have done if I didn't have the means and the ability to take out a credit card and be able to pay it off. So I feel like, I don't know, I have a lot of mixed feelings. What's this doing over here? I have a lot of mixed feelings. Like, I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling, you know, a little bit discouraged. I'm also feeling proud of myself for having saved it. I love seeing all this here. I really am feeling like nostalgic for the days when I feel like there's been a time in my life when I had a lot more money than I do now. So I'm feeling a little nostalgic for those days when I didn't really have to like think about my money quite so much, or like plan my money out so much. I don't know, what other emotions have I not said? Sad. I'm feeling a little bit like mad that the vet costs so much, because like, gosh, it's just, you know, and then I think back to like people who might not be able to pay that, and like, how do you make that decision? And I know it happens, and like, it just makes me so angry that things can be so like costly. And I don't know, I got all the emotions, like literally every single emotion. I think I'm feeling it as I'm unstuffing this. Because also there's some really positive emotions, like so grateful, like I said, that they were able to save Clyde, and that I could open up a credit card with a 0% interest. And like, I'm thankful for the 0% interest. And, you know, there's just a lot, there's a lot going on here. So I think I might run out of, $100 little tags here before I get to the end of this cash. And if that is the case, then I'm going to wait. So I'll tell you about this credit card. So this is a Care credit card that we opened up at the vet's, or I keep saying vet, but it's really more of an animal hospital. But we opened up this card. They were like, you could apply for this card if you want, when they gave us the estimate, which by the way was $6,000, and it turned out to cost almost $11,000. So anyway, they said we could open up this credit card, we could apply for it, and we did, and we were approved. And so it had, I don't even know where I was going with the story. We got, their promotion was 6 months, 0% interest. And yeah, I don't even know what I was just going to say. Oh, so, okay, this is what I was going to say. So when I get the bill, I had paid one bill already, and then we get a second bill. This is the next, you know, the second month. And the payment on this card for the month, you have the 0% interest for 6 months or whatever, you know, the case may be, deferred interest, I think they call it, but you still have to make the minimum payment. And so the minimum payment on this card currently is just over $300. So the fact, okay, so I've run out of these guys. I'll have to print some more, but I think that's actually okay, because I want to save a little bit back. I don't want to pay everything that I have in here for the February bill, because then for the March bill, if it's still like a big chunk of money, like the $300 for the minimum payment, I don't have that, then I'm going to be in big trouble, because it'll like start the clock for interest and stuff. So let's count up what we have, and then let's see how much we have. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got $800 left in here, which is great because that will cover me for like 2 months of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it'll cover me for 2 months of minimum payments, assuming that it's the same. And that way, if I haven't built up a lot more over the next month or two, I can just fall back to this because I'm going to use this. I have to use all of this anyway, but you know, does that make sense? Okay, so I've got my little 100 saved in here. And I'm going to soon need to get to these because this is just how, so I use this as a regular 100 envelope too in the front. And I think I added it up the other day and it's like, so this is 19, 27, 32, 38, 40, 44, 47, 48. So this is like $48-ish. I could be totally a little bit off there, but it's about $48. Once I hit 50 or 100, I'll put it in here. But this is where I put my completed savings challenges. So in case you haven't seen that before. All right, so we're going to move this off to the side. Okay, let's get these hundreds counted up. So that's what's going on in my life is having all the feels about the debt that I'm about to pay off. And you know what though, like just like anything, I think you weigh the pros and cons of it, and I definitely feel like we made the best decision with the information that we had at the time, and it's a huge financial burden, but we're going to figure it out and we're going to pay it off and move on to our next savings goal, which for me is college. And I can't believe I only have one more year of college after this semester. So that's bananas, honestly. But yeah, so this is actually, okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm getting a little bit excited now because this is a huge stack of $100 bills. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm going to need like a security escort to go to the bank and to drop this off. I was going to do this at the ATM, and now I'm wondering if maybe I should just take this into the bank and deposit it manually to make sure that it actually gets where it needs to go. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's me just being paranoid. I don't think I've ever had this much cash in my hand at one time. So I'm curious how you all feel about my story, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Would you have done the same thing? I think that's my question. Now, does it matter to me if you would have done the same thing? Like, I don't judge other people for their decisions about finances, certainly about their pets, their, family members. So it won't change anything. Obviously, it's already happened. But I am still curious, like, what would you have done? Would you have, I think the options were to say, you can treat him up to this amount of money and then we're done. Or I could have just taken him home. I could have, the vet, when I was at the actual vet, they said, you need to take him to the emergency. He was in diabetic ketoacidosis. And so they determined that at the regular vet. And then they were like, he needs to go to the emergency vet immediately. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? And she said, we can treat him with insulin, but it's probably not going to work. So we strongly recommend you take him to the emergency vet. So really at that point, I could have said like, you know what? I can't do that. Or when we were there, we could have been like, we won't be able to afford this. And we could have taken him home and tried to give him insulin to see if that would have worked. But there were so many more complicating issues that happened, and I'm really glad we did not make that choice. But I would love to hear what you would have done. Maybe you've been in a situation where you had to make a hard decision. So if you want to share that with me, I'd love to hear that and hear you on that and support you on that and support you on whatever decision it was that you made. Now, the fun part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. I think I need to do it this way so I don't get myself confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, 900, 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4,000. All right, friends. So you're looking at $4,000 in $100 bills right here. I will say it is very exciting. It is very exciting to have this much money. And I do feel proud of myself for having saved this. And yeah, it's been a year. I feel like it's been a year. I probably got this when I first started my channel, and I'm at my 1-year anniversary of the first video that I posted about my cash stuffing budget journey and all that stuff. So $4,000 that's not nothing. And so there we go. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into here. I'm going to just keep it safe in this little pocket notebooky thing. And I will take this to the bank and deposit it and make a $4,000 payment toward my debt. So I feel good. I feel good about it. I do need to find my debt thingy, my tracker. I honestly don't know what I did with it. And I'm going to look for it. I'll try to add it into this video. But if I can't find it, then we'll have to save that for another video. Or maybe I might need to just make a whole new one because I haven't actually written in it. I haven't done any more payments except for the first one. So if I can't find it, then I will just create a new one and you will see that here or maybe in another video. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to my feelings. And I know that there are definitely some of you out there who can totally relate. And whether it's pet debt or any kind of debt, whatever your debt is, I think we all have that shared experience of like the feelings. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting me and my channel. And I will see you in the next one.